Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new here, I read the Bible on this channel where I left, and where I left off last was Genesis 7, now I'm moving on to Genesis 8. Just know, for those of you who have a Bible, I suggest you follow along with me. Okay, let's get in here. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days. But God remembered Noah, and also, this is the story of Noah. This is the story of Noah. But God remembered Noah and all wild animals and livestock that were with him in the ark. And he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens have been closed from the sky. The waters receded steamingly from the earth, and at the end of the 157th day, the waters had gone down. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days, Noah opened a window he made in the ark, and he sent out a raven and kept it flying back and forth until the waters had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see the waters had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove couldn't find nowhere to perch, because there was the water over all the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. And he brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, the ark and its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent out the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering of the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 20th day of the 2nd month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, and you and your wives and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number." So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, all the animals and all the creatures move along the ground, and all the birds, everything that moves on land, came out of the ark, one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of the clean animals and birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of the humans, even though the very inclination of human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." It's only been 4 minutes. Yeah. For those of you who didn't see the last video, you should, because then the story's gonna make more sense if you haven't heard the story of Noah and the ark. Basically, God God, the human race, way back then, probably before any of us were born. I'm not joking. Nobody before anybody on the earth was born. The humanity race back then was pure evil. They were crazy. They didn't know how to do. They knew how to do things, except that they just did them wrong. They just did purely bad things. When God saw that the human race that He created, He regretted it. So He sent flood waters from the sky. From the sky, waters came, the rain came down, and it flooded the whole earth. But there was one man and his family that God saw that was purely good. Noah and his family. They were with God, when the others weren't. And before God sent the waters, He told them, build an ark and put in every single living creature, male and female, and all your family. And then, after a year and a couple months, the earth was completely dry because they were in the ark. They were fine. And then after that, they let out all the creatures. Yeah. And then Noah built an altar. He sent some offerings to the Lord when the earth was dry and He came out. And, yeah. Then God said, I'm never going to flood the whole earth again. I'm never going to destroy everything again that I've created. And, yeah. And that rainbow that you see in the sky, that's the sign of that He's never going to do it again. Hope you enjoyed this video. You should check out the other ones if you haven't. And goodbye.